Senior Secondary School, and it's trying to target sporting codes and all that. I want to know how you spread the STEM agenda. Is it across the schools, all of them, or there are specific schools that you target to say this is where we want to concentrate it?
With STEM, we start from early childhood education. The students or the pupils, they learn through playing at pre-primary. They assemble components, but well, they wouldn't be able to explain what that is, but they are learning, science is everywhere. And at primary school level, we impart them with the skills for numeracy and literacy, so they master those concepts across all subjects. And then at junior school, we advance. They learn science, and we also introduce the practical subjects then, so that they can develop the skills, innovative skills, creativity skills that they can be able to use now when they reach Form 5. With OBE, we are talking about pathways. So all the schools, they have access to this curriculum. They teach this curriculum. They implement this curriculum. Now, with the pathways, we have the vocational pathways.
Okay.
Vocational pathways, we have practical subjects like home economics, the ones that we used to call home economics.
Design and technology.
They've been split so that learners can be able to specialize.
Okay.
And then design and technology, we also have music. We have other subjects, agriculture subjects, like animal production, field crop production, and the rest, With this one, in the curriculum, we have given it more time so that learners can be able to sort of like specialize in those subjects. When they complete their education, they are absorbed by the industry. For instance, we had phase 1 subjects, tourism, hospitality and tourism in Maung, and then agriculture subjects. Those who could not go for tertiary education, they were absorbed by the industry, the hotels and safari companies that side. And agriculture, because they were doing field crop production, animal production and horticulture, they've been absorbed by the farms. Some have been have set up their own, projects. Poultry, with the government funding, youth development.
Straight from matriculation or finishing the Form 5, then they're absorbed because they now have the skills.
They have
been educated on that. Thank you so much. Dr. Sigweni, we are talking reforms, recent reforms now in Botswana's STEM curricula. Would you say they have in any way or form impacted on student creativity and innovation from the very basic education to secondary?
Yes, I would say that they have a great impact. I started this program in 2019. You were mentioning that, are we covering the whole country?
Yes.
I'm a product of LOPSEC, so I went there for Tinker Wing. But in 2019, we started the Megathon, which was strictly for STEM.
Okay.
We trained all from primary up to senior in Good Hope area. We have traveled the whole country training students in basic electronics, basic programming, and a little bit of just maybe design like in AutoCAD so that they can do 3D printing. And if you look from 2019 and up to today, because
five years down the line.
5 years down the line, because this morning I was training at Matala CGSS.
That's my former school. That's where I was a prefect.
Yes, so you could actually see the great leaps, because now they are doing exactly what they are learning in class. When they come for these small programs that we run through the National Science Week, they actually excel.
Okay.
And the good thing that now it is STEM, like we have arts, you find that students that are not traditionally maybe gifted in physics and other science subjects, they do very well. We had one student who was doing Greek in Good Hope. He was the best student in programming. You could see that we need to have everyone being inclusive. And the impact, these students are very innovative. You just give them components, not build kits. Simple resistor, diode, everything, basic components it is. The physics student will tell you how this works. The design and technology will connect for it. And then the art student will do the
so there's
products.
a value chain creation
Yes. And
around that.
And then we have the other one presenting how this works.
Okay, the anchor.
Yes, the
Okay.
anchor, who is going to sell the products.
Now let's talk about this. My key interest is whether you are able to have an inventory and have a full data of each and every single one of these students across the country, or as soon as they matriculate, they finish their Form 5. You have lost their contacts, you don't know who they are. How do you ensure that you maintain an inventory and a database that you can always refer to as a pool?
Unfortunately, initially we didn't have any inventory that we say we were going to create. But when we have, we say the top achievers coming to BIUST, they'll come with their parents, and they'll come to my office. You have mentored this student when we was doing Form 2. I don't even remember. So these students are not lost. They keep our contact, and they still come, and they will say, okay, we have been doing this, and the parents, please continue mentoring these students. The parents will come. The parents are very involved in this because we involve them. So it means we are not losing, and from the recent ones, we are keeping a database of all the students. Okay. And we are also trying by all means that some of the projects that the students that they do that are very innovative, they can go further. And we are working on some of the projects from maybe last year that are being taken further.
Before I move to Motsumi, let's talk from a point of view of a lecturer at BIUST, Botswana International University of Science and Technology. And the question is, in what ways do the STEM curricula across different educational levels, as you may see it in Botswana, differ and not really differ, but prepare students for higher education and the workforce, and where are the gaps? Maybe giving the case study or what you've experienced, what you've seen within the BIUST sphere.
The new curriculum is closing a lot of gaps because it allows students from primary not to be afraid of new technologies. Because from early on, they can now tell that these things that they see that they think is very difficult, they can achieve it from very age. And when they come to us at BIUST, the students are ready because some of the projects that they've been doing in Form 5, they are almost at the level that we are giving at our first year. So there is not a big difference. Maybe these discrepancies will be here and there because of maybe geography. Maybe some students are in schools which are not as equipped as others. But in general, if you put them on equal level footing, from primary, you see the transition is getting there, and it is getting there. That from primary, because you have basic, you do puzzles, and when I teach them programming, we continue with those puzzles, and we put something, and then when you get to still the same puzzles, we put hardware on it. So it means these students, when they come to us, they are ready, and sometimes they feel, this first day material is just maybe not the way they want it to be.
Many years ago in my home village, I was good at making koloita tadiwire wadibona.
Yes.
I even had a helicopter for our youth rally and 4B rallies, and I presented and I won. But I guess those were the times. But now, if you find a child at a young age, and charity begins at home. If you see them at an early stage, that is where you are tapping their talent and you are making sure that they progress. Is that the case? Is this well structured? Do you see it as something that is well structured, well organized, and you are able to track and trace and say this is happening?
We have the first case study that we have identified talent, probably in a place that we didn't think we'll get it. Maybe I'm not at liberty to say who is the student, but the student was there just doing whatever he was doing. He came to our event. He did very well. Okay. And now his project is getting on and on. I think.
But the student is not with BIUST?
No.
Okay.
It's not a BIUST. It's a national event. It's not a BIUST.
Lovely stuff. Thank you so much. Motsumi. First, I want you to speak to the issue of outcome-based education, and now how it is helping, especially with the strategies that you maybe have proposed to better support the creativity and entrepreneurship through the STEM curriculum. But first, start with the OBE, how it is different, and the inroads you are making through OBE.
Okay, the outcome-based education is an approach, a transition from content-based education or objective-based education that we've been offering to our learners. So with OBE, learners are at the center of their education. They take responsibility for their education. So learners actually create content for themselves. Right now, at BSSE level, because that is where we have the multiple pathways, all learners have been given laptops. Okay. so that, and the schools have been connected through the internet, smart boards. So the learners are able to research, even go into YouTube and check the projects that they can use for innovation, just to, strengthen their knowledge on the subject that they have acquired. So with OBE, we've got two main pathways, like I said, the vocational pathway, and then we have the sciences pathway. The science students venture into the science pathway, and then we have the humanities and social sciences. And with the social sciences, they are basically dealing with business subjects mainly, like entrepreneurship, accounting, business management, economics.
Okay.
We are offering it at senior secondary school. So with this one, the teachers are just facilitators now. They facilitate teaching and learning, because the main focus here is for the learners to acquire the skills, not just for the examination.
And these are the skills that will support their creativity and entrepreneurship.
Yes.
As they leap into the real
yes.
world.
If I were to give an example here, music. In a music class, the learners would be composing music. They will be writing the scripts for their music, for their songs that they are composing. They'll be even performing.
Beautiful stuff.
So you just
Beautiful
give
example.
them a theme, and then they think along those lines creatively. They can even be innovative and mix the genre.
Beautiful stuff. Look, it's wonderful. I wish we had more time. I want us to speak to the issue of measurability. How do you measure the STEM curricula, its effectiveness, to ensure that now it's actually reaching its intended purpose or achieving its intended purpose?
Okay. First of all, we are sending our students to other countries. So we are producing global learners, so they can fit well in other countries. The other thing is that through initiatives like BIUST, we are seeing a lot of students participating in hackathons.
Okay.
And some private companies even get into the schools to teach learners robotics. We see young kids, programming robots, and they even compete internationally.
My own son, sometimes when it comes to television, configuring or lose signal, he's the one who is quick to fix it, only 12 years of age.
Yes.
So I think these are some of the signs that we should be picking up.
Yes. So what we want to do now is we are thinking of, resuscitating the maths and science clubs, subject clubs.
Yes.
So that these learners can be able to
and
think
there should be maths
outside
and science quizzes and
outside the
competitions.
box,
Yes.
to come up with innovative projects
Thank
in
you.
different subjects.
Thank you so much. We are left with a minute and a half. I want to give it to you, Boyce. Many years ago, some used to mock and say, dissecting it, talking about parts of cockroach. I don't know if that was still irrelevant. It is still irrelevant right now. But please, just crown it for us to tell us the future of STEM in this country. Is it promising? Where are we right now? Just summarize it, everything first.
The future looks bright. I have to say that because look at maybe the infrastructure, the resources that the government has been putting. They've been putting a lot of computers, a lot of resources. But because the curriculum was not yet there, these computers were not being used. And people were even questioning when these computers were being bought. So now you can tell the impact is there. Everybody can see. If you are using the resources that people were thinking were not using, the impact is there. They are being used effectively. When smart boards came through, it also allows that the students can have access to many things. And next week there'll be a National Science Week. Anyone will see where we are at Lopwe, where we are, what these young kids can do. Come and see them.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I wish I had a whole day, because it's quite an intriguing subject to talk about, especially our young people, their innovativeness and their creativity around STEAM. Thank you so much, the Principal Education Officer, Computer Studies from Ministry of Education and Skills Development, Tiroyaone Motsumi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And Dr. Boyce, Senior Lecturer from BIUST, also, thank you so much. Please call again.
Thank you.
Well, that's it. We are talking STEAM. Beautiful stuff. Many strides we're making, especially now on the educational front. Well, a little later, in just maybe 2 or 3 minutes, it's our 7 o'clock news in Botswana. Please stay with us here on Botswana Tonight. This is BTV.
Malaga, a relatively small village in the Tswapong area, holds